congratulations on what was a massive win in Grand Final Game 1. Ryan, tell us what this sets up for your team in the next game going forward. What's the foundation that you've set here?
Well, we're up 1-0. So, again, it's a series for a reason. We've been here before. We know Perth's going to be loud. Like Perth sold out in a matter of hours, and they're trying to find more seats in that stadium. So we know Perth's going to be really loud on Thursday. But again, we're a third of the way through the series. So really happy with today. But if we're not better again next week, we won't win.
Immediate reaction on the performance from today itself. It seemed you guys looked almost unstoppable from beyond the arc, and it just kept falling for you. It looked like a well-oiled machine out there.
Yeah. Well, we only launched 38, including your long two. Don't make friends with long twos. Yeah, and they did. There was a few ones that Atwell hit that were stupid. But that's kind of what she does, and has been doing it for a little while now. But the big secret sauce of that is the airy and the passing. Like, she has 10 assists, but all of them are in time, on target. They're in rhythm threes. Like Chipper's hitting threes off her. Like, she can really throw a ball. So Erin McDonald is really special.
Ryan, congratulations on the win on Game 1. It's very, very hard for a lot of interstate teams to come here to Parkville, and in Melbourne in particular, to beat a Melbourne team, let alone Southside, who probably weren't expecting the amount of pressure that your team was able to put on them for 40 minutes of basketball too. I want to talk to you about some of your bench players who really stood up. Like, I know, like Alex did an incredible job coming off the bench too. Mackenzie Clinch Boyd card.
Did she run?
Really, really good too.
Long two.
Was really good too. So you must be really happy that not only your top end are really performing well, but also your bottom end too.
Yeah, there's a real, obviously, spike of confidence since Eri's come back, and they know what their record is what is it now, 14-3 or something with her. And it puts the pieces back in the right spots. So now the playbook makes more sense, their roles and responsibilities make more sense. It all has a flow, and they're in rhythm right now. They're in a really nice place for this time of year.
Absolutely, and we know that 2 years ago you were in pretty much the same position. You beat Melbourne in Game 1. You got to Game 2, came so close, missed free throws, which saw Melbourne win that one by 1 point, and then having to come back here and sort of ran out of petrol. So what have you changed in the last 2 seasons to make sure that you don't want the same mistake to happen again come Thursday night, where you sort of cop up a chance to try and take this entire series to you at home?
Yeah, well, in fairness to that year, Melbourne are really good, and as Southside are, they'll change some stuff. They'll be better in Game 2. So 2 years ago, full credit to Melbourne, and then we lost some discipline with some stuff. I don't know if it's kind of expecting the same thing to happen again magically or whatever. Like, they're going to throw the kitchen sink next week. They're a quality side. They'll change some stuff. We can't rest on our laurels again. Like, the message will be pretty simple. If we're not better than that next week, like, we won't win.
Alex, from a playing perspective, how do you and the rest of the team keep each other up and keep each other almost accountable when you're playing so well out there? How do you, as Ryan just said, how do you go that next step to be better?
Well, I think the big shift this year is, like, everyone in our team is very, like, positive, and it has the chance to be, like, honest with each other. So even, things are going well, everyone's, like, gets around you. It doesn't matter who it is, like the 10th man or your starting point guard. It doesn't matter. That everyone's there to pick you up or hold you up if you're doing well. And then, I guess, I don't know. Like, I just feel like the way we play, like, complements each other as well. So, like, whoever's going off that day, just, like, get them the ball. It's kind of like leave your egos at the door, which obviously helps us, like, keep this momentum going, keep everyone in check, and just, yeah.
And you feel like, Alex, too, that the aggression's back with the Perth Lynx team, because you guys were really brutal in the second half of the season down the stretch, and then you were able to sort of do it not once but twice to Townsville, knock them out, and again this afternoon to Southside.
Yeah, look, definitely. And I think it's, as everyone can probably see, I know our offense is going right now, but it actually starts with our defense. So since Aries come back, I feel like the ability to get up and pressure has been better. We know what she's going to do offensively, but defensively, she's also, like, locks down players consistently. I think that is one of our most underrated things. She's quick. It gives us, someone that can get up, pressure guards, or she just does their role. And defensively, I think, is where we're actually winning the games now. It's not so much, the offense is great and we're shooting well, and as Brian said, like, Aries is a big key part of that, but the ability for us to get stops and run on them is what's really got us going.
And Ryan, just the way that your team's able to lock down defensively when Southside get offensively, it's a thing of beauty because I've not seen Matty Ricci and Leilani Mitchell having to cop as much from a lockdown point of view than you guys have this afternoon. So is that something you sort of just added into the game plan sort of down thing? Because I know you guys are there against Townsville too, game 1 and game 2, and again in there too. It's just, do you feel like teams just haven't been able to find ways to get through your defence yet?
I wouldn't know about that because I think we ranked second worst defensively. Certainly something, and even we talked about it on the bench at one point. Like I don't quite know what's happened because they've become really intelligent defensively all of a sudden. Like we would show them things in film week after week after week, just continually making the same mistake. Today we're making adjustments on the fly and like getting it right the first time. And if Aries in it, we understand like she was out for a while. Okay, Aries will fix it, but it's everyone else. Everyone else has gone up a level defensively. And the scout that Brad has been producing, the job Brad Robbins and Nat Burton are producing, has been off the charts. And now players are executing it. It looks really good.
Fast break points, 16-0. Was that something that was emphasised, and especially the way that you did it today, but also the series against Townsville?
Yeah, we want to be a running team. Again, pre-season, you looked at the big four, and it's like, okay, what's the angle to try and go? So hence we built the transition style of offence. Yeah, and it helps that Southside had to play again Wednesday, whenever it was, and we had a week off. So we've done some flying, clearly. So looking forward to getting home. But we've been a running team all year. So it hasn't changed. We have a very clear focus of what we're chasing, what we're looking for in transition offence. We spent a lot of our pre-season working on that and that alone. We're not trying to be elite at 50 different things. We're trying to be elite at 2 or 3, and certainly transition offence is one of them.
And just one last one for you, Alex. I know your family was here, and a lot of the Perth players' family were here today. And obviously, how important is that, and especially that you've been on the road for most of the back half of the season?
Yeah, obviously it's huge. You know, it's always nice to see your family and just have them around before the game. It kind of gives you a bit of normality. And I know, especially for me, like in Mila, so my family's in Adelaide, hers are in Brisbane. So to have them come down was pretty special. And yeah, hopefully, I'm not sure if they're coming to Perth, but hopefully they are.
You don't know if your parents are going to Perth.
They're flaky these days. They're retired.
Just getting cut out of the wheel. No good.
Ryan, just quickly, most of this roster wasn't there 2 years ago, and that's a very different team, but how do you start to think about preparing them to go into a closeout game, which is one of the hardest things to do? Obviously, you're going to be at home, but you were 2 years ago as well. Just make sure that you want to get the job done there in 2, and then not let this thing come back here.
Yeah, it can't be, like, same thing I said from the start. Like, if we serve that up again, we're going to get beat. Like, we're going to see a really aggressive Southside. They'll play better again. They'll make some adjustments. Again, like from our side, what do you change? But we've got 3 or 4 things we really didn't like about how we played. We've got to be better. If we're not a level better than that next week, like, we're not going to get the win. So 2 years ago, it's a bit irrelevant. I know it happened, but again, it's myself, Brad, you.
Me.
So Nat, like Mac was a DP. The rest have got no idea, and that's kind of been the beauty of this final series for us. We have such a young team that they're just not scared of anything. They don't know any better. Like, they've not been there, and okay, we've lost in this situation before. Like against Townsville, they weren't tight at all. They just didn't care. They'd let it fly, and if it goes in, it goes in. Like, no one thought we'd be here, so let it go, and they did in the first half. Yeah.
And Alex, how do you keep yourself grounded knowing that you're going to have a packed, sold-out stadium on Thursday nights, and the entire town and the entire state is going to be with you guys every step of the way Thursday night once the opening tip commences?
Well, personally, I have my little baby, so he just pretty much is my distraction until the game, which really helps. But also, like, as you know, you just said, we try not to think about it, but you know, personally, I still remember that last grand final and how much it hurt. So for me, and like hopefully the team, it's like, no, we need to just go focus, do what we can this week to get better, just focus on training and like come out and not let that happen again.
Thanks for your time, guys.
Perfect.
Thank you.